YouTube! So, this weekend, a legendary event occurred where Max Tapera in his green deck came first place at a Evo Cup. Congrats to him. I'll leave the link to his video in the description so you guys can watch that after you're done here. Because I'm now in the green spirit of mind, I want to show off my green deck profile that I've been playing with for weeks and explain why I think my green deck profile is actually pretty decent for me. It's only gotten better, and the deck only does as well as it draws, but also as well as you play it. There is a large skill gap with green, but you also can't brick. But apparently you can also brick and do well. So there is that. So we're going to go into the deck profile, old choices, and all that fun stuff. If you guys like this content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn that notification bell on the smashed potatoes. That way you know when more Digimon videos come out. Also follow me on Twitch. We're actually doing this live on Twitch right now. We are. And I realized that one of my chat bubbles were showing up. So if the chat wants to say hi again, yeah, I'm Pepega. Yep, just go ahead and say hi, chat. So we always start with the babies. 4 Yokomon and 1 Budmon. This is the best one. When you Digiburst, give anything on the field plus 2,000 till the end of the turn. That flexibility is why this card is so freaking strong. Anything you want. Insane. And then Budmon, while it's Digiburst plus 1,000. There are so many times where you have this under a Lilamon, and you can attack over level 5, and it's really good. But no seriousness, this does turn your big guys that are normally like 12s, into 12s, that can attack over 11s. And that is really strong. So there we go. This lineup is fine for eggs. I love it. It's great. It's cool. Level 3s. 4 Tentomon. I think this is a no-brainer. On Brain, reveal top card of your deck. If it's a green Digimon, add to your hand. You can whiff with this card, and it sucks, but if you don't whiff with it, it's very good. So that's fine. And now we're going to go into the part of my level 3 lineup, which is different from most. It's going to be the most controversial part of this deck profile, but hear me out. Just hear me out here. We're playing 3 Terriermon Assistant. So this card reads, Digiburst 1, real top card of your deck, if it's a green Digimon, add to your hand. So on paper, this card looks both really good and really terrible, really icky, as some other YouTubers would say. It's kind of icky for 2 reasons. 1, sometimes you miss, and 2, you get rid of a source. So effectively, if you Terriermon Assistant, you also can't use that stack with a Nidhogg. And that is kind of unfortunate sometimes, but I've never had an issue with it. I've never been in a situation in recent memory where I was like, oh damn, I lost my only play thanks to Terriermon Assistant, now I can't Nidhogg. There's always flexibility and different ways you can orchestrate your hand based on what you had. So, more often than not, I do really like this. Green bricks a lot, and I just don't want to brick with green, guys. I don't want to brick with green, and this does help. Except for that one match where I whiffed 3 times in a row with these cards, but we don't talk about that. But yeah, we have 7 cards basically that do the reveal top card, add a green to your hand. On to more potential controversy, 1 Lalamon. Now, I do understand the argument why some people want to play 4, because you want to see them all so that you can start cycling them, and you want to have multiples in case it gets destroyed or whatever. And while I understand that argument, I don't agree with it. You can get away with playing 1, because 1's all you need. And to be real, it is a nice card to have, but it's not the best card to have, you know what I mean? You can get away with running 1. Once you see it, it's fine. But a lot of the time, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. You know, it lets you play your other level 3s if you have multiples of this. But besides that, you just gotta be careful with it. Keep it in the breeding area until you're ready to Digiburst with it. And then you always get it back. And then you always get it back. That's kind of what I do with Lalamon anyway. So I think the 1 is fine, but it's a meme because Max played 4 and he made the exact counter argument in his video. So, funny. We play 4 Argomon. It's just your 2-drop 3,000. You really need the 2-drop in this deck. It is super clutch. Sometimes it lets you make power plays and choke your opponent. I think it's 100% necessary in green to have some 2-drops. Finally, we're playing 2 Terriermon, because having the ability to just memory lock your opponent except with Tamers is very freaking good. No Blinding Rays, no Hammer Sparks, no deleting Chaos Mon Valderarms getting effect. No freaking Greymon, that, you know, that red Greymon that puts your memory backwards if you evolve on an Agumon? None of that. And there's so many more examples. Paramon is very good at oh my god, excuse me. It's a staple in green, or any color that has these, to play these, in my opinion, right now in this format, because the best decks of the format do play some kind of memory recursion. So having Terriermon as a 2 really helps. And yeah, 14 level 3s. I do enjoy the lineup. The best level 4 in green right now is 4 Weedmon. Digiburst, gain a memory. Gaining memory is very, very important, because it will let you choke your opponent and it will let you continue your turn. So having the Weedmon is very good. We play 4 Vegiemon, because this is a 1 cost to evolve 4 drop. Kind of like this. It's really good hard playing these against security control, even these against Nidhogg's or Shoutmon and stuff like that, because this doesn't lose to Ultimate Flare, which is super important. And these don't lose to Nidhogg, Shoutmon, whatever else. Hard playing them, if you don't open rookies, you can hard play these and not feel bad about it. It feels a little awkward, but like not terrible. And then you can proceed, move up from there, and do things. So I think 8 of these is the right ratio. And then we play 5 more level 3s, or level 4s, 3 Kabuterimon blocker and 2 Woodmon blocker. I play multiple variations of this, because I really like having the Woodmon against the mirror match, against the Shoutmon, even against Lord Nightmon. It's easy for them to do 5,000 damage with like a Nightmon and a Pikmon, or a Wargrowl and a Pikmon, whatever. Doing 6,000 is a little more difficult. So I do like having the spread on these. Plus, if you need to hard play it, this one feels a lot better to hard play. Sometimes, yeah, it sucks that it costs 2 to evolve, but I think it's worth it. I think 13 level 4s is a good number of level 4s to have. The big problem with green is if you don't draw level 4s, or level 5s. So having a good amount of level 4s, I think, is very, very important. So we play 13 of them, and a lot of them are cheap to play, which makes it perfectly fine in case you don't open rookies. Yeah, I like this lineup a lot. I've tested this lineup a lot. This does it for me. I really like this lineup a lot. Do implore you guys to give it a try if you haven't. Level 4s. When you know, you know. 4 Lilamon here. Main Digiburst 2 to suspend something. And Inheritable, if you have a Tamer in play, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. This card is freaking insane. Every time I draw Lilamon, I am very happy. Because I'm going to suspend stuff. I'm going to run over things. I'm going to bypass blockers. This is just a very good card. It's a very flexible card. I think it's the best level 5 green in the game currently. So you play 4 of it. No questions asked. We play 4 Digizorbers. We play the 3 Blossom and the 1 Argomon. I do see an argument for 4 of these and 0 of these. I also see an argument for 4 of these and 1 of these, because this does cost 8 to play, which is really awkward. And the Inheritable on Argomon doesn't always come up. If you attack, you can play level 3 for free. We're only playing 14, and the only one that gives you value, really, is Tentomon. But I think it's fine. It comes up enough, and it spreads the board wide enough sometimes for it to matter. So I do like the 4 Digizorbers. You really want to draw these, because sometimes it lets you cheat into a level 6 Nidhogg play, for example, for free, kind of. Which is insane, by the way. So I think 4 Digizorbers is fine. If you can find room for 5, you probably should try it. The final level 5 is 1 Cherrymon. It costs 2 to evolve, which is very strong. But it's also a blocker that, again, doesn't lose to Shoutmon, Nidhoggmon. It's 7,000, it's a little tougher to kill. Having 2 costs to evolve, though, I think is incredibly important. So it is our 9th level 5. And I like this lineup a whole lot. I think this lineup is perfectly acceptable. No real changes. If you guys have issues against security control, you should play the starter deck Mega Kabuterimon as a 2-of or something. But besides that, this is fine. This is good. Level 6s. Nidhogg. Very good card. Digizorb 4 when evolving to suspend everything 5,000 or less, and then return all suspended stuff your opponent controls at the bottom of the deck. This card wipes boards. And a lot of people do expect you to play 3 of this, and they kind of play around it, but sometimes they don't. And when they don't, and you drop this, you probably win the game. And if you drop multiples and get value out of each one, you probably win the game. Not to mention that if you have something like Weedmon underneath it, it costs 4. Nidhogg costs 4 in that case, which is very, very, very cool. Especially if you start your turn with like a Mimi, and they don't have a Memory Tamer, you choke them at 1, and you wipe away their board, which is kind of insane. So, 4 Nidhogg, I believe, is the way to go. I play 3 Rafflesiamon, or as some people call it, Raffle Simon. Think about it. This card's kind of insane. Digiburst 2 to give everything plus 2000 on your side of the field is strong for the turn, but also the secondary effect. Once per turn, if you Digiburst, if something Digibursts, make it so something doesn't attack or block until the end of your opponent's next turn. That's freaking insane, because using it against a red deck, like a Shoutmon, is insane. Using it against a Lord Nightmon is very good, because it's 1 less attack when attacking proc you get. On an Imperial Dramon, very good. Like, this card just has a lot of applications. With the things that it can stop, that can prevent blockers from blocking, very good card. Then I do play the 8th, level 6. We play 1 copy of Grand Kowagamon, because I like having the option to just attack for extra security if I want to. Sometimes it's an extra aggressive push that allows me to push for game, which is really kind of cool. But that's all I gotta really say about it. It's definitely the worst level 6 here, but when it comes up, it is scary, and the fact that it can kind of cheat a game for you is really good. You have this tendency, your opponent will see multiples of these, think you're playing some control green, and then you drop a Grand Kowaga and you kind of just stomp all over their face. Really good card. That's it for our level 6s. We play 8. I do enjoy this lineup a lot. I've been off and on between running 2 and 2, like 2 Grand Kowaga, 2 Raffle, but I think this is fine. I think this is probably the way to go. And we play 2 Chaosmons. For a long time I was discussing, is Valderon better, or is Chaosmon better? And I think this is slightly better than Valderarms in this deck, because, you know, it's always killing something anyway, which Valderarms also does, but it does do an extra security in the process. And sure, if it dies, you don't get the 3 memory, but there are ways around that, and opponents can play around that. So I think Chaosmon in this particular deck is better. It's obviously really good if you get it with a Grand Kowagamon, kind of still green OTK wipe their all security stack. I do like the 2 Chaosmons. That's just me. Attacking unsuspended Digimon, kind of good. And that's it for the Digimon. To wrap up our line here, we play 3 Mimi, because you have to always play at least 3 Mimi at all times. And you do well when you do. Am I right? 3 Mimi allows you to be extra aggressive with your eggs, gives you extra attacks, extra evolution trigger draws, and the 3 memory at the start of each turn is a nice guarantee. You play 3 of it. And the 1 HPD, because that 1 basically lets you cheat a free green evolution, or makes your Chaosmon cost 1, which is cool. It's at 1 if we played 4. If we had it at 4, we'd play 4 of it, probably. So that's it for the list. Let's go wrap up real quick. That's it, guys. That's all. That's green for BT5. I've been playing with this deck for a month now. I think this is the variant I like, and while some of the choices are a little sus, like the Terramon Assistant, they really do work for me. And it is nice to brick a little bit less with green, because if you cannot brick, and if you play the deck properly, win a tournament. Actually true. And that's it. What do you guys think about the deck? Leave it in the comment section below, and we will see you later. Bye!